Tell It Like It Is, where Dr. Alok Patel shares health advice on the topics that matter most to you. And in honor of American Heart Month, today we're talking about heart health. So here's Dr. Patel with some everyday things we can all do to keep our hearts healthy.
It's American Heart Month, so let's talk about taking care of your heart. And you're probably sitting there being like, we know, eat healthy, don't smoke, cut down on the booze, regularly see a doctor. And you're probably thinking, oh, it's something we don't know. Okay, well, those are all really important, but here are some other ways to improve your heart health every single day that you may not think about. Dance for 5 minutes, 6 times a day. That's 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. We all have time for that, don't we? Grab a potassium-rich snack like bananas, avocados, mushrooms, spinach. Throw some of these on your plate and give your blood pressure a needed chill factor. Speaking of diet, eat more soluble fiber. Real talk, I need to work on this also. But fiber-rich foods like oats, lentils, broccoli, beans, sweet potatoes can keep you fuller longer, help with cholesterol levels, and ultimately help protect your heart. Listen to your favorite jam during lunch. Focus on nothing other than that song. This is a form of relaxation, which is great for your heart. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Don't do cocaine. And don't look at me like that, it's more common than you think. Now for real, you shouldn't do any illicit drugs, but the American Heart Association calls cocaine the perfect heart attack drug. Oh, and by the way, learn CPR. Because you never know when you're gonna need to jump into action. Sleep more. Yes, this is on every health checklist. Seriously though, between my work schedule, toddler, and life, I barely get the recommended 7 to 9 hours per night. Sleep deprivation is linked to an increased risk of heart disease, so I am trying. Can't do all of these? Start with a few. Just remember, in the list of life priorities, taking care of your heart should probably be like way up here. And on that note, happy Heart Month. Every month should be Heart Month, but you know what I mean.
And Dr. Alok Patel joins me live now to tell it like it is. Dr. Patel, we're not all going to run around dancing in public, and we can't all do your fancy windmill tricky thing. So how many of these daily heart health habits do you think are actually feasible and that people can start right away?
Well, Diane, I am a proponent of public dancing, let's be real, but I get your point.
Flash mobs everywhere.
Incorporating more movement throughout your day. People hear things like work out for 30 minutes. That may seem unattainable to go to a gym, but think about walking up the stairs, playing with your toddler, running in place, dancing during commercial breaks. And then there's other ways to kind of create a blueprint for a heart-healthy day. We talked about movement, but try to eat a well-rounded, colorful diet. That's a good way to ensure you're getting all the natural vitamins, minerals. You want to obviously limit alcohol, not smoke. If you smoke, cut that out. We talked about not doing illicit drugs. You know, managing stress needs to be a bigger priority for everyone. I talked about listening to music during lunch. Anything you can do to relax, even if it's trashy television or meditation, is great for your heart health. And last but not least, and I know I'm preaching to a guru right now, but sleep is so important, with sleep deprivation being linked to an increased risk of heart attack. And a lot of us out there are sleep deprived.
I'm just texting my husband that under doctor's orders, I have to watch more trashy TV.
Listen, in moderation to balance your stress. But Diane, also make sure everyone knows that about 80% of heart disease is linked to lifestyle factors. So guess what? This blueprint shows everyone out there that you are empowered to take care of your heart.
What about foods labeled heart healthy or supplements claiming to support heart health? What does science say about that?
You know, science says that you need to talk to your doctor and not necessarily fall for the claims on those bottles. So yes, there are some supplements out there your doctor may recommend, such as fish oil if you specifically need it. Medications such as blood pressure medications and or medications for hypertension is what I'm saying. Those are also extremely important, or statins. But Diane, a lot of those products you see on the shelves or online may not be FDA approved, may not even work. In fact, recent research reported on at ABC News show that about a third of people with heart failure were taking alternative medications that they didn't talk to your doctors about. So stick with what we do know in terms of diet, making sure you're taking lean protein, whole grains, fiber, getting good healthy sources of fat. You're limiting the sugar, you're limiting the saturated fats, you're not smoking, and you're chatting with your doctor if you have any questions about taking supplements.
Now, you also talk about staying away from illicit drugs like cocaine, but what about marijuana?
And I'm glad you asked, because as we see more states making marijuana legal, a lot of people out there are smoking marijuana or taking in marijuana. I have friends I talk to regularly about this. There is clear research showing that smoking marijuana is harmful for your heart health. It increases your heart rate, your blood pressure. This is not a good thing. There's also emerging research showing that THC, one of the active compounds in marijuana, may lead to some inflammation in those heart vessels. So be very wary if you're someone who partakes in smoking weed. Talk to your doctor about it if you have any specific questions. But I think the important note here is just because of the marketing or people saying like, hey, it's natural, it's been along for a long time, doesn't mean it's safe.
We also saw you performing CPR in that video. What if someone has literally no training, no experience here?
Oh, if someone has no training, we're going to do this right now live. What you're basically doing, what I'm doing kind of, somewhat right, is you want your hands close together, like I just mentioned right there. You're going to see someone. You're hopefully already calling 911 at this point. Hands are going to be straight like this, Diane. You're pushing down about 2 inches. Yes, I'm wearing scrubs because I was at the hospital last night. Get a song in your head that is 100 to 120 beats per minute. Staying Alive, Another One Bites the Dust, Baby Shark, or my personal favorite, Call Me Maybe. Here's a demo. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number. So call me maybe, and you just might save a life, because only about 40% of people who need CPR get it. So you could be a superhero today.
You know, the funny part is you were singing completely off the rhythm, and yet you were doing CPR right on the beat. I don't know what that says about your singing skills or your dancing skills, but hopefully that means your CPR skills are right on point, Doctor.
The important thing is that people know to go 100 to 120 beats per minute. And if you hear Call Me Maybe at any time, please think of this segment.
It is great advice. Dr. Patel, we appreciate it so much. And remember, Dr. Patel is taking your questions, so leave a message on our Instagram feed at ABC News Live, and he might answer your question right here on ABC News Live on Friday. Dr. Patel, thanks again. Keep that in mind.
Thank you. DMs are open.
Love it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.